When I was in school, I had the Rubik's Cube, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't solve it. And I remember looking at the kids who could and thinking to myself,
damn, they're so smart and talented. I'm not smart, I'm not talented.
but I was motivated, so I eventually learned to solve the Rubik's Cube. And by the time I was done, my respect for those smart kids went all the way from here to a flat zero. Plot twist, turns out solving this thing has absolutely nothing to being smart or talented. You just have to learn a few algorithms, and once you do that, anyone can solve this. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to solve the Rubik's Cube in the fastest and most effective way possible. But first, let me show you something really cool. Solving the Rubik's Cube blindfolded. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? What if I told you you can do it too without any practice? It was just a simple trick, really. Watch till the end of the video to learn how. Now, back to solving the cube. Let's give it a quick shuffle first. So there are 4 methods to solving the Rubik's Cube. Like I said, I'm going to be teaching you the quickest and easiest method called the CFOG method, which is really popular among the speed cubers. Using this method, a 14-year-old kid called Lucas solved the Rubik's Cube in 4.9 seconds. There are 3 distinct stages solving the Rubik's Cube. The first stage is to make a cross of any color you like. The second stage is to orient the corners and middle layers to solve the first 2 layers. Only the first step requires some amount of intuition. Again, you don't have to be super smart to solve this. I'll teach you how in just a minute. Lastly, you have to practice and apply the correct algorithms based on the configuration of the last layer. The key to getting a fast time is to apply the correct algorithm as quickly as possible without making any mistakes. It's really astonishing that this little thing has 43 quintillion, 252 quadrillion, 3,274,489,854,000 possible configurations. That requires some practicing. To put things into perspective, if you wanted to see all the possible configurations on this cube, assuming you can rotate 1 face per second and that you will never stop ever and that you are immortal, you will be twisting in time for so long as 1.4 trillion years. The universe would have entered the degenerate era by then, and the last star of the cosmos would have died out, leaving no visible light for you to see the colors in the cube. So it's impossible. But according to Google, all of those configurations can be solved in under 20 moves. Okay, now let's get solving. The first step is to make a cross on any color you choose. To do this, you have to pick a center of the color you choose because those pieces are constant and don't move around the cube, and then you have to see where the remaining 4 adjacent pieces of that color are located. Like I said, this is the only step that requires some amount of intuition, so don't get frustrated. It's really easy once you do it a couple of times. Now, let me choose the color orange to make the cross. I have to see where the 4 adjacent pieces are located. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the first thing you need to do to make a cross is to see if those pieces are in the second layer. Now, in this case, this piece is in the second layer. Now, I have to align it to the empty space here. It's already aligned, so I just move it upwards to connect it to its centerpiece. Now, doing the same thing with this centerpiece, I just have to align it to an empty space and moving it upwards connects it to its centerpiece. Now, the third piece also being in the second layer, I just have to align it to an empty space and then give it an upward twist to connect it to its centerpiece. Now, this piece is in the third layer, so I just have to bring it to the second layer, giving it an upward twist. So now this piece is on the second layer, so what I have to do is align it to the empty space here and give it an upward twist to connect it to its centerpiece. Now you have a cross. Let's try the same with a different color. In this case, I will choose white. See where the 4 adjacent pieces are located. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, when the pieces are directly opposite to the centerpiece you have chosen, you just have to align it to an empty space and twist it upwards twice to connect it to its centerpiece. Similarly, doing this with this piece, you just have to twist it twice upwards to connect it to its centerpiece. And the remaining 2 pieces, this is in the first layer, so like I said, you have to bring it first in the second layer, giving it a left side twist. I brought this to the second layer. Now I have to align this piece to an empty space, so I just have to move this left side and then give it an upward twist to connect it to its centerpiece. Doing the same thing with this piece here, I just have to align it to an empty space and give it an upward twist to connect it to its empty space. Now you have a white cross. That's pretty easy, isn't it? Now, the second part would be, after you have made a cross of any chosen color, what you have to do is see the adjacent pieces of the cross over here match the center pieces of the adjacent face. Now, there can be 3 cases here, when the opposite faces are matching, or when the adjacent faces are matching, or when no faces are matching. When no faces are matching, you try to rotate the cube like this to try to match a face and see if the 2 adjacent faces are matching. In case of the opposite faces matching, what you have to do is apply this algorithm. I know it can be pretty daunting to see the algorithm like this, but it's pretty easy once you just say it out loud. In this case, these are the opposite faces matching, so I have to hold this cube in a face that isn't matching and use the algorithm. I'm gonna say it out loud, so just hear how easy this sounds. Up, left, down, left, up, left, left, down, left. After using the algorithm, now I have to see if any of the faces match. Here, these 2 adjacent faces are matching. Now, we came back to case 2. If the opposite faces are matching, you pick a face where it's not matching and use the algorithm. When none of the faces are matching, you try to match the face by rotating the cube, and if that doesn't work out, you just pick a face which is not matching and use the algorithm, and hopefully you'll get 2 adjacent faces matching. Now, when you have 2 adjacent faces matching, you hold the cube to the left side of the last matching face and you use this algorithm again. So here I go. Up, left, down, left, up, left, left, down, left. Now, after using the algorithm, all the faces here are matching. After this, what you have to do is solve the first layer of the cube. In this method, you solve the cube layer by layer so you don't disturb what's already been solved. Now, to solve the first layer, you have to say where the corner pieces of the cross you just made are located. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the thing to remember here to solve the first layer is all the pieces should be located in the third layer. Hopefully, I'm not confusing here. To make the cross, all the pieces should be located in the second layer, and to solve the first layer, all the pieces should be located in the third layer. Now, pick a piece which is already located in the third layer, this being the piece. See the adjacent color on that piece, in this case being orange. Connect that color to its center piece. Give it a left twist, it's connected to its centerpiece, and I call this step as reload. It's pretty easy. Just move it out of the way, bring this down, reload, and move this back up to solve the first layer. Doing the same thing with the other pieces of the third layer. In this case, it's already connected to its centerpiece, so you just have to use a reload, which is move this out of the way, bring this down, reload, and bring this back up to solve the first layer. And it's already connected to its centerpieces here. And where are the remaining pieces? 1, 2. Now, when the piece is here in the first layer, to bring this to the third layer, what you have to do is bring this down and then move this left and then bring it back up to bring it to the third layer. And then you have to see the adjacent color of this piece being red. You have to join this to its centerpiece and then use a reload. Do the same thing with the last piece, this being here. Like I said, to bring this piece from the first layer to the third layer, you just have to bring this down, left, and then up. Comes to the third layer and then join it to its centerpiece and then use reload. It's pretty easy, right? Congratulations, you have essentially solved the first layer, and doing that makes this cool little TTT pattern here over here. And then the second step would be to solve the second layer. To solve the second layer, what you have to do is hold it like this, upside down. The layer you just solved should be at the bottom. And then what you have to do is see where these pieces, these edge pieces, these are called the edge pieces, are located. Essentially, you have to pick those edge pieces from here. So any piece that doesn't have the yellow color would be the piece you are looking for. So this piece doesn't have yellow color, and what you have to do is connect this color to its centerpiece. Blue color connected to its centerpiece, and this color is orange, which comes on the left side. And there are 2 algorithms for this. One, when the piece goes left side, right when the piece is going on the right side. In this case, the piece is going to the left side, so you use this algorithm. Again, it's pretty daunting to see it like this, but when you say it out loud, it's pretty easy. In this case, it's going to the left side, so it's right, up, left, down, left, full right, full left. And then this piece comes here, so it's solved. Doing the same thing again, look for any piece which doesn't have the color yellow, 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 yellow. This doesn't have the color yellow, so you connect this to its centerpiece. See where the piece is going, it's going to the left side. So you use the same algorithm again, which is right, up, left, down, left, full right, and full left. Now do the same thing again until the second layer is fully solved. Any piece that doesn't have yellow in it, yellow, yellow, yellow. This doesn't have yellow, so connect this to its centerpiece, which is bring this left, connected to its centerpiece. It goes to the right side, so you use this algorithm. It's basically the same algorithm, but you just use it on the right side or the left side, depending on where the piece is going. In this case, it's going to the right side, so the same algorithm on the right side, which is left, up, right, down, right, full left, full right. And then this piece comes here, so it's solved. And then doing the same thing with the last piece here, you just look for any piece that doesn't have yellow in it. All the pieces here have yellow. So the piece we want is located here, so you just put any random piece over here. You can use the right algorithm from here or the left algorithm from here. I'm going to be using the right algorithm, so it's pretty easy. Left, up, right, down, right, full left, full right. And then the piece we want comes up top over here, so it goes to the right side. Doing that, the piece we want comes at the top over here, connected to its centerpiece. It goes to the right side, so I'm going to use the algorithm again. It goes to the right side, so it's left, up, right, down, right, full left, full right. And the piece comes here, so you have essentially solved the second layer. Congratulations! So after solving 2 layers, there's just essentially 1 layer remaining. And to solve this layer, you have to make a cross here again. Now, there could be 4 cases over here. The first case, there's just 1 yellow centerpiece located over here. The second case, there's a reverse L L-shaped pattern over here, reverse L. The third case, there's a rod line over here. The fourth case, there could already be a cross. So to solve the last layer of the cube, you just have to apply the same algorithm again and again till you get a cross over here. When you have only one centerpiece located here, you apply the same algorithm thrice. When you have an reverse L-shaped pattern over here, you apply the same algorithm twice. Or when you have this line over here, you apply the same algorithm once. The algorithm, again, this algorithm is pretty easy. To solve the last layer of the cube, you just have to hold it like this. In case of the reverse L-shaped pattern, you just have to hold it like this where the reverse L is showing. In case of a rod, you just have to hold it like this where the line is showing. And then use this algorithm. Again, it's pretty easy. It's just full right, up, left, down, right, and then full left. And then you have the cross. After you have gotten this cross, what you have to do is again see the adjacent pieces of the cross you just made and then connect those to their centerpieces. In this case, these two faces are matching, so what you have to do is again hold the cube to the left side of the last matching face and use the same algorithm which you used previously, which is up, left, down, left, up, left, left, down, left. And then doing that, all of these pieces will match their centerpieces. Now coming to the last final part of solving this cube, you just have 4 remaining corner pieces to solve and then you have solved the entire cube. To solve the corner pieces, you have to orient these corner pieces to their original positions first. The way you do that is pick one piece which is already oriented to its original position. This piece has all the 3 colors of the centerpieces it is located near. So it has blue, which is here, it has red, which is here, it has yellow, which is here. So this is in its original position. Again, you could get 3 cases over here. The first case being all the pieces are oriented in their original positions. So in that case, you just skip to the next step. In the second case where none of the pieces are oriented in their original position, what you have to do is just pick any random side and use this algorithm that I'm going to use right now till you reach the third case, which is one piece is oriented in their actual position. Alright, so when one piece is oriented in their actual position, to orient the other pieces, you have to use this algorithm. Again, just say it out loud so it's easier for you to understand and learn and remember. So the algorithm goes like left, up, right, the other side, up, left, the other side, down, right, the other side, down. And then all of these pieces are oriented in their original position. See, orange, green, yellow, orange, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue. Now for the final part, when all the pieces are oriented in their original position, it's pretty easy. You have to use this algorithm. Even here you could get various cases where one piece is already solved or 2 pieces are already solved. So you just hold it to the piece that is not solved and use this algorithm I'm showing you now till you solve all the remaining unsolved cubes, corners, alright? You basically repeat this algorithm till the piece is solved, till you get a yellow color on the top over here. So you use this again, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right. So this piece is solved over here. So I just move this to the unsolved piece and then use the same algorithm. I know it can feel like you're shuffling the whole cube right now, but if you use the algorithm correctly, you'll get the result you want. So this piece is unsolved, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right. This piece is solved, so I just move it to the unsolved piece. Again, use the same algorithm, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right. Again, this piece is solved, so I just move it to the unsolved piece and use the same algorithm again, which is down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right. And then, congratulations, the whole cube is solved. Like I said, there are various configurations of the cube, and of course, I can't teach you all of them because that'll take an eternity. But if at any point you're confused of how to hold the cube or how to turn the face, there's an amazing website called Rubik's or Rubik's. I'll link it down below so you can check it out. There's amazing simulations rather than the notations of the algorithm which you get at most websites. So you can see how to hold the cube, how to rotate the face. Check it out. Now for the grand finale, solving cube blindfolded. Like I said, it's a petty trick. I used to use this when I didn't know how to solve the Rubik's Cube and I wanted to look cool in front of my friends. What you have to do is just remember any of the algorithms I gave you, or it could just be any combination of steps that you can remember, and if you keep repeating those steps again and again, if you start with a finished cube and keep repeating those steps again and again and again, eventually you'll get the solved cube again. So it goes like this. It's like up, left, down, right, the algorithm I taught you that for the last step. Keep repeating that for n number of times, for like, I think it's 28 number of times, you get the solved cube again. So it goes like this. Ta-da! I know by now you might be thinking that's stupid, but you know it's stupid, your friends don't, and it looks really cool when you do it in front of people. So do that. Or if you want, you could learn to do this. Just hold the cube like this by the center pieces and keep rotating the sides like this. It looks really cool. Alright, this video took an eternity to make. I had to film this, refilm this 4 times because there was some problem with my audio recorder and it wasn't recording. So I'm exhausted. Alright, until next time, see you. In the fastest and most effective doubt